I think we're live once again. And my guests are still there. Are you guys still there?
I'm here.
Okay. Cool.
I'm here.
Gotcha. All right. So hopefully we're live. We had one of the hamsters sort of shut down, and so now we are double checking. Matt was on.
Yeah, and now I can't get it back now.
No, I know. Yeah, that was sort of twice, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. There'll be plenty more. I still got some more vodka. Let me just pour another beverage here. But
I think we're back online.
All right, cool.
So we're recording. So anyways, so yeah, that was such on a roll that,
it's time you got to know
going on which it kind of threw me off too. What we were talking about.
So Jane Dogo's video keeps breaking. Probably problems on my end or Illuminati because we started talking about this.
Yeah. So we were kind of getting to a bunch of conspiracy stuff. Joe, I don't know.
And I wouldn't even I can't even get started on conspiracy stuff because I'm not a conspiracist at all. But it's so funny to me that, they've been talking about it for years, and I feel like they're all just sitting there with their, doing what was George Burns or whatever with their fingers together, like, oh, I knew it this whole time, they called me crazy and stuff, I don't know. I think it's funny,
Joe, do you think this is a conspiracy type of thing?
No, absolutely I don't. Although, when they were talking at 1 minute, because it's happening in all the friggin' movies, I see a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And one of them I just watched was called Contagion, and Steven Sotomayor did this movie. I forget if it was 97, but he must have got all his facts together because his story was, it didn't show to the end of the movie, but a bat, and this is where they say everything, they say, China. No, it was actually a bat. Supposedly the bat poop is what started it, and that spread to the Chinese fish market or something. But then there was also talk there was a virus in a lab created, somebody dropped a test tube, and that's in all the movies, man. The guys popping through there, whatever you do, John, don't drop this, because it'll just go through the walls and spread throughout the world and turn everybody into pterodactyls. Okay, I'll be very. Oh, I dropped it! Shut! We're all over the place. We're
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, that's
those theories. One of them was it came from the bat, and that's where it came from. Also, in the movie Outbreak. If you remember, the outbreak came from the monkey, but it spread the same way. And in Contagion, it was the same thing. And everything they said in the movie relates to right now, because in the movie they're going, well, the best thing we can say is wash your hands all the time, keep 10 feet away, cover your cough, it's like it was a movie about what was happening now, except it was 17 years ago.
It's a movie with a movie on a movie.
Yeah. But no, so whether it's, I don't think it would be a thing in the lab that broke. Maybe it is. I don't know about the bad thing. Maybe it is. But it's something I think that did originate there, and it's just like anything else. It's what they say. They say like, well, 4 people died from the flu. Well, we never seen reports on TV where 5,000 people die overnight from the flu. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
if you want to call it a super flu, I would say that if you want to say that. But this ain't like the people that are going, oh, it's just like the common cold, it's no big deal, it'll be gone in a week. It's been way longer than a week, man.
That is true. I mean, like I said, they're thinking about doing, we talked about it, doing visors, all that stuff.
Hey, Bull, I hate to break you. Are you seeing the things in chat, or do they need to reload, or they're saying that the show's not back. They're looking for the show, but it's not back.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I told them to reload that we should be back, but you're not even marked as, are you? Oh yeah, see, they're in the wrong one now. They need to come. Yeah, that's what's going on.
So are we live or?
We're live, but they need to get out of the ones they were in and come and get into this new one now.
Come back into the new one.
Yeah, because it's separate. It opened it as a new video.
Yeah. It's like when you refresh Facebook or something, so you can see what those latest things put up.
Because I'm looking at zero listeners on this, viewers on this one.
Yeah. We still had Deadcraft for You and Jane Doe on the other one because I was still on that other one too, and they were wondering where we were.
Yeah.
And I said we should be back refreshed, but I had to get out of the video and then open up the channel again myself. And now I'm here. You should see one popping up soon. But
yep, there we are. Yep.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep,
you figured it out.
All right.
Yeah, switched videos. Yeah, sorry about that.
And see, this is a good litmus test for the show because now, I know what works, what doesn't work. I got things going on. I mean, I got it. Like when we go to break, I have to like pop one thing down on the main computer to go, so that way you guys aren't really heard when we go to break. You know what I mean?
Right.
And have the music playing in the back. It's a whole big thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, so we are live, right? We're live.
Yeah, I think so. He hasn't said anything. Jane Doe said y'all switched videos, so it seems like he's here now.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know about the other one. That was with him.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, good conversation was going on. I mean, you guys.
Yeah, I know, and it got broke up again.
Yeah.
Jeez, every time we get on the roll, like your computer crashes or we're on wrong video or something.
Well, I mean, listen, we're breaking ground with this thing, so I wish.
Yeah.
I hope.
So you work out the kinks.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, really.
I mean, that's what I was hoping with. We could have you two guys with Mark the Bartender and Jazz, hopefully tonight, but things just didn't work out. So because they're still, sanitizing the bar and stuff like that. So, in any case, we do have Matt the Savior and Joel D. Weinkoop, and I appreciate you guys spending your time doing this show. But we talked a lot about coronavirus. I think.
Let's talk about something else.
There's so much going on with that. Everything you turn on the news is so inundated with coronavirus this and coronavirus that and all that good stuff. So, I don't know.
What have y'all been doing to keep yourself busy?
Blowing stuff up.
Yeah, I know you're crazy.
No, just sort of just working extra hours and stuff like that, just trying to, survive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
how long is that elevator ride down into the bunker?
It's probably about maybe 5 minutes or so.
Holy cow!
Yeah, but I've got a 30-ton steel door too. So
Okay, nice.
once that shuts, turn on the artificial, breathing stuff, and, pump in the air. It's like a big giant silo almost.
But with no corn.
What's that?
No corn.
No corn. Like a missile silo. So.
Like a missile silo. That would be the perfect
silo.
bug out space.
That's what's going on. Hold on. There you go. Sorry, fixed one thing to do another. So we were backtracking.
Oh, no way.
Double tracking. So.
Double tracking?
We were double tracking, but it was on my end. So, but I fixed it.
Bull's fault.
Bull's fault, yeah.
Hey, Matt, it's Bull's fault.
Yeah, I know.
Me and you are doing awesome. Bull's screwing it all up.
Yeah, we're killing it, bro.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. So jackasses.
His computer crashed. He's playing music too loud over us.
So
we're over here killing it.
Yes, I mean literally just the bunker is like a big giant silo. That's
nice.
That's in a remote, kind of remote location. You almost have to helicopter in just to get here. Yeah, then you have to like walk about 5 miles to get to the entrance. So it's
and
nice.
You're working extra hours.
Yeah.
When do you sleep, brother?
A lot of energy drinks, I think.
Yeah, right.
And then plus coffee. So, Joel, what have you been doing to keep sort of occupied besides filming? Like anything? I mean.
I'm shooting a lot on the Craigline incident. In fact, while you were like kind of putting us on hold, which is fine. You're like, I'm put you on. I said, well, I got to do some work while I'm on hold. So I pulled up the editing, and I'm editing Mr. Sean C. Phillips' scene right now, which are going to intercut with him and I are talking together on the phone about how we're going to stop aliens, and we're both a bunch of goofballs, and I am editing that as we speak. That scene anyway.
Nice. So you're gonna have what different people, like talking about aliens and what they're doing throughout this coronavirus thing.
Yeah, well, I've got two things going on. I have the coronavirus documentary I'm shooting, but it's not like a production value shoot. It's what I'm doing is like I did interviews on Facebook with people about how they're getting along, how they're getting through it. Tell me some of your stories, but they're brief. And then I've got my live footage when we're out on the road or we're in Publix and we come around a corner and we're like, oh, look at those two guys are punching each other out for toilet paper. This will be great footage. Keep fighting, guys. So I've got that, and then intercut with everything off of television. So it's not meant to be like a production value thing where somebody looks at it and goes, oh, the production value is like $1 billion. No, it's just it's for a memory. It's for like when this gets all over and things get back to regular, maybe better than normal, that's when I would release it, because you don't want to release it now because we have no end. Maybe this thing will just wipe out the whole earth and we'll all die, and then we won't have.
Well, then you got to release it for documentation anyway.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So if we
this channel is my life's work.
Somebody figures it out and they go, you take this pill and everything's going back to normal now. That's when I'll end the coronavirus documentary on that note. Right now it's all president and news reports and stuff at Publix and stuff on the road and my private interviews. But aside from doing that, I'm also doing this dorky comedy.
Yeah, I got it. I like it.
I mean, would you guys take like the red pill or the blue pill if you had a choice?
I feel like the red pill was the better one to take, right? That's where you go to the real world.
I think so.
Yeah, the red pill all the way. I want to be plugged into the Matrix and shit and jump over buildings and dodge bullets. That's me, bro, all day.
That's what I feel like. It's
although if you take the blue pill and now well, they say you don't remember, but say you do get to remember that. So I just learned that the world is fake. Can I now bend the rules as a person? As a normal person, can I bend these rules that I know exist now? That'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool. I mean,
so maybe I'd want to take the blue pill.
The blue pill for you?
No, I mean, I'm saying if I was allowed to remember that the world was fake and I could bend these rules, then I might want to take the blue pill. But otherwise, I'd rather take the red pill, go into the shitty ass real world, but be able to plug into the Matrix and be able to be Superman. That would be super dope.
I have to agree with you on that one. That would be me. Dress like a rock star when you come through there.
Yeah, I want guns and just fucking guns just start swirling around you, and you're like, yes.
You can be like, what's his name? Was it Scarface? Not Scarface. Where you go, say hello to my little friend?
Yeah, that's Scarface. Yeah,
Scarface. Is that going to be you?
Oh, it would be if I had that gun. Holy cow! I don't know if I would say that though, because I hate being cliche and and predictable. So I'd probably say something stupid like
to my little friend.
That's one of the things.
You're getting my toilet paper, and then I'd blow a fucking bomb up.
Hey, you don't touch my toilet paper, huh?
Yeah, that's my fucking toilet.
My fucking toilet paper.
Something like that.
Cabron, get off my toilet paper, huh? So. I don't know. I can't
Don't make me tell you again. I don't have a good. What am I doing? I don't have a good Spanish guy accent. I'm over here.
I don't know. I'm trying to find the clip where it says.
This is your last chance.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
Actually, Sean's pretty funny in this.
Oh, who's Sean?
Yeah, you. Are you on the radio? No.
Yeah, you're on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the radio. Sean C. Phillips.
He's having a conversation behind the conversation.
Yeah. He's breaking the fourth wall over there. The fifth wall.
I'm sorry. I thought you were doing something, and so I yelled at my wife for a minute. Sorry.
No, I was playing a video. I mean, shows how much.
Oh, okay. I knew I heard something. I said he's going to a break again. I can talk.
I know I heard something.
It's not like you'd be listening to the crap that's spewing out of my mouth,
I thought you were going to another. You start playing
It's just
music
more
right
bull's bull.
Yeah.
I can talk to the wife.
Just a bunch of bullshit,
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.
So just so that we can catch Joel up over there.
So it's the blue pill that you want to take.
Well, I was just saying. So if we can catch Joel up over there because he's sort of kind of behind on the show.
Okay.
No, I'm listening. That's the Matrix. 3 Matrixes ago. More alcohol.
You're killing.
This guy is like.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
feel
I
like-
heard you 3 Matrixes ago.
Man,
when I was 12. I heard you.
I feel like I'm like on a 30-second delay with Joel over there. Oh man, I love you, buddy. You're awesome, dude. So,
I got tears.
so Joel's funny.
Yeah.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Okay. No, play it again. You got to play it again because now I've lost my train of thought. Which one do you want to take?
Wake up in
So, Joe, which one would you take, the red pill or the blue pill?
I didn't like The Matrix that much. I just go.
What a great movie, though.
I'd go get bit by a radioactive spider.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
Yeah, I do that. Absolutely. What did you didn't like about the Matrix? Joe.
Joel doesn't like the Matrix, bro.
No, I like the.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I would want to be the hero to go in and be like Neo and everything. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's why we both respect your opinion, and that's why we were wondering, like,
Speak for yourself. He says he doesn't like the Matrix. I don't know if I can accept that.
Can you reference any movie more current than The Matrix? I mean, come on.
I mean, he's got a point there. It is kind of outdated.
What movie could you reference with just an iconic scene with that?
Limitless.
Haven't seen
agree
Limitless.
with Matt. Limitless.
Haven't seen that one.
I haven't either, but I know it's the Man Without Limits.
I mean, you could go to what's the Bruce Willis one with the
Die Hard.
Well, Die Hard. Well, that's not really.
Well, he was just like a normal guy
No,
that just
but
became like a fucking ridiculous
relevant
badass.
than Matrix.
How would that be more relevant? I mean,
And Die Hard's older, than the Matrix, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah,
nine?
Die Hard's freaking awesome.
You said more relevant, more like modern.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
Well, no, but all the lines that are in Die Hard are I think the only one Matrix I can really pull out of there is when Keanu Reeves goes, "I know Kung Fu." To me, that's about the one line that cracks you up and you think is cool. But Die Hard's got so many.
Well, you're looking for comedy then, huh?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker,
Yeah, he's looking for the comedy of it all. So let's see. Blank Man.
I know of it, but yeah.
Damon
Are you
Wayans.
kidding me? Damon Wayans?
Yeah, I think I don't know if I saw it or not.
Super stupid.
I can't think of. I don't know if I did, to be honest with you.
My mind's gone blank. He says he's Blank Man. Quick, we
Blank
gotta
Man.
go to the store and save the pretty girl. I'm Blank Man, and you're my sidekick.
Yeah,
Blank Man.
exactly. He saw it. This guy.
Karate boy.
Well, I mean, Joel's
See,
seen everything.
he knows a bunch of lines from that one. He's looking for comedies.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
No, I mean, I like the sci-fi and the horror too, but I mean, those. And then Die Hard's just got the classic lines. RoboCop, Lone Wolf McQuade.
RoboCop.
Holy moly, Lone Wolf McQuade.
Wait,
has got-
which
Invasion
RoboCop, though?
USA has got the best. Number one.
How about
Invasion
Terminator?
USA.
Terminator. That's not bad. I like Terminator. Which one are you talking about though?
I mean, me specifically, I'd be talking about the was it? Oh, come on, right on the tip of my tongue.
The
I guess
first
it's the second one
one?
with Sarah O'Connor and all that. Not the very first one.
Okay.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, I feel like it's Terminator 2.
Judgment Day?
It had a subtitle, and I can't think of that.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. I knew it had.
Judgment Day.
I wanted to say Independence Day, and I was like, that's the what's it?
That's with Will Smith.
Will Smith. Yeah.
Independence Day. That's
This
got
is-
good lines too. I mean, Will Smith. Yes. Do it this way, without the oops.
Man, Independence Day hit hard when it came out. I remember
Yeah.
we had to stand in the aisles of the movie theater to watch that movie when it
Yeah.
came
Did
out,
you-
and it was. We
did you
didn't go on opening day or anything. It was
Yeah.
popping for a long time.
Did you see the second one to that, the Independence Day Resurrection?
No, I don't think so. No.
I watched it. It was.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like that one either?
No, I thought it was horrible.
Oh,
They
jeez.
made a very big mistake. Will Smith stayed away from it, but I think Will Smith was actually doing that doctor movie but he probably looked at the script and said, "There's no way I'm doing this movie." But Will Smith did a couple of bombs after that, and then. But Independence Day,
In your bed
I
and
think
believe.
to me it was the writing of it. I think it could have been written a lot better, more like the first one. And the second one, to me, I don't know. I didn't really care for it. I mean, I really think it missed, Will Smith, and then what's his name going, "Your father was the bravest man I knew," meaning Will Smith apparently died somewhere, and now his son's growing up in his shoes. But
Well, I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I
what?
still don't think I saw it, but I feel like I remember the premise now. At first, I couldn't even remember it at all.
Well, I mean, it was really dark because besides the plot lines that Joel just discussed with us in about 30 seconds, um, the whole presence of the movie just sort of darkened when the ship just sort of took over, Earth. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was like pretty much, this huge claw-like ship that landed in, the one side of Earth to where it was like half on Earth and half in sort of in space too, you know.
Holy cow,
yeah,
that's
that's how
massive.
big this mothership was.
Yeah.
And then they had it's almost like the first one played out to be the second one, you know.
Well, you would hope so, right? It's for some concurrency, like between the two.
But this one sort of takes it more towards, all right, so we're going so far to where now that, like, within 2 seconds, the Earth is done. Like, everybody's
Sure.
done. And then they sort of bring it back. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So you've got that. And that's what kind of, to me, I thought the movie was that climatic point to where everything is lost. There's nothing else to do. We can't save Earth. We're 2 seconds to where everything's going to die. And then all of a sudden, they brought it back to where it's now normal,
Well,
and we're winning.
the second one was when it came. They're still fighting it, but then there was another alien out in space, and they contacted that alien, and that alien came to help them fight the first aliens that there were the first time.
Yeah,
And
I heard
that's
that
where
too.
Sometimes there's just too much in a movie. I'm like, well, why didn't you leave all that? I just watched 911 Monday night, or Kathy DVR'd it for me, so I watched it last night.
Is that the one with what's his name?
Not William
John-
Shatner 911. This is the
No.
new 911.
This is no, what's the other guy? The one that played in the Nicolas Cage. Didn't he play in this one?
No.
Nicolas Cage. That doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah, he
No,
played a
it's not 911's
firefighter.
a television show.
Oh, you're thinking of Dennis Leary.
No.
Yeah, Rescue Me. That's not that.
Yeah, he's thinking of Rescue Me, I think.
Yeah, it's not Rescue Me. That's got Dennis Leary.
No, I'm
this
thinking
is 911. This is a new cast of characters. It's like Emergency was in the 70s. They're a group of firemen and then police officers. And tonight they basically just explained it out so well, and I'm thinking, you guys aren't a big multi-million-dollar movie. You're a little TV show. You don't need to do all that explanation. It was like, walking you through by the hand, and this is why we did this, and this is why we did this, and see how this connects to this, and see how smart we are.
Oh, they're trying to make it relevant or whatever. They're trying to be like, look, this is all super deep. You should be really into it.
Yeah. I mean, well, sometimes they have to do that because sometimes.
No, if you have to walk me through it, then it wasn't like. So it's supposed to be deep, but it's supposed to be like achievable. Look at Westworld. What a great show that was! And it was super deep, and it gripped you.
Is Westworld a TV show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based off of like a 1970s movie or something.
Go back to 1976 and see the movie. That movie was awesome.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see the movie, so I can't even comment on that. But I'll tell you that the show gripped me in a way that shows don't usually grip me. Like, it told enough of the story to keep you like, oh, I figured it out. But then by the end of it, you were like, I didn't know shit, and I thought I knew, 4 episodes in, but I was way off, kind of a thing. Like they were able to tell the story in a way that kept you intrigued and still showed you like, oh, you didn't actually know shit. This is the way it really is, in a really good way. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can comment on the second or third season in the same way, but the first season was so ridiculous. Like, what a great show it was. At least for that season, I'll say. Because shows, like I said, shows can't even really grip me like that, but it told out in such a fantastic way. You couldn't ignore it.
Well, speaking of shows, right? I don't know if any of you guys have, because Matt, you're touching on the point about shows that have gripped people and and sort of people have gone crazy over different shows and just sort of, I have to watch it and stuff like that. But a new show called The Tiger King, Murder Mayhem, and
yeah, that was awesome.
now did you? So all right, so Joel, you watched the show.
I watched
we
it.
watched the whole
Matt,
thing.
you watched it too?
Watched it immediately.
Oh yeah, and I
Okay.
watched the new one the day it came out.
I just watched
the
that
whole
one
side
today.
Thing that he did.
Yeah, I just watched that one today about Joe Exotic.
If that happens, we have T-shirts at the gift shop that says "I got peed on by a tiger."
That boy is crazy.
Just walk right on down the fence line right here. You're gonna follow Katrina. We're gonna introduce you guys to your first dangerous animal.
I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, but
So this is at the zoo in is it North Dakota or something like that?
No, if you're talking about
It's Oklahoma.
Joe Exotics, it was in
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, right?
Yeah. So he's doing he has a zoo, or he had a zoo.
Yeah, he's in prison now.
Did he got convicted, right?
Oh yeah, he's
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's in jail.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if he got convicted or not yet. So, but a lot of even the after show, they were saying how this show was not, wasn't looked at a true perspective.
Well, but what documentary is? They've all got an angle, and they want you to see their side. And by the end of it, if they've done their job, they've convinced you of their side.
Yeah, that is true. I mean,
right? I mean, let's be realistic here. This is literally the job of the filmmaker, and they did their job.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
We can't fault them for that.
No,
because they had an agenda. You got to be able to make your own decisions.
But you can
and if
also,
you can't, then they're dumb. If you're dumb enough to follow their lead, then you believe what they have to say, or you can make your own decision. That's up to you.
But also, you can tell a story with the footage that you have too. You know what I mean? Like you can sit there and, like Joel, you know this just as well as I do. Is when you edit a film, and Matt, you know this too. When you edit a film, you're telling the story of how you think. Like filming is one thing, right? Directing is another, and then when you edit, that's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, you can tell the story the opposite way of what you intended with editing, can't you?
So maybe they felt, whoever filmed this, they felt to portray Joe Exotic as this, whatever person, and then the other
Tiger King.
Yeah, the Carol Bastings is this other sort of.
I feel like by the end of the documentary, by the filmmakers, by the end of the documentary, they were like, you know what the real story is? This bitch killed her husband and got away with it. And it seemed like that was their agenda.
Yeah, I want to say, and I'm not a legal expert, I'm no lawyer, but I want to say that, given to what I've seen, and I've not, seen paper trails or nothing like that, but given what I've seen, from the documentary and being subjected to that and seeing the end of the...
Being subjected to that. It was really kind of exposure.
Well, no, I'm saying like it's
you
very,
didn't know what to expect, and then you turn it on, and it's a bunch of gay guys addicted to methamphetamine and big cats, and you're like, what happened? What happened? And now I'm worried about whether Carol Baskin killed her husband or not and got away with it, and this bitch lives down the street from me. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, just in my opinion, it just sort of leans towards that with this big old thing that the husband have, like, the big old allowance that he had, right?
Sure.
That she may have had an agenda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, Joel, what do you think?
You know what I love, actually? Speaking of conspiracy theories and now this Tiger King bullshit, I saw a meme the other day that was like, you know what the real game is that this Jeff guy. Did you see the documentary?
I watched it today.
The all of it, all 7 hours of it or whatever.
No. I've watched that already. I watched the
okay.
The very end one.
So there was a meme I saw that was like this Jeff guy that stole the fucking zoo from Joe Exotic and caused all this trouble and ended up getting him arrested and all this stuff.
Well, I think Joe Exotic sort of caused his own trouble.
Well, sure, but
Jeff
I mean, the one that the documentary pinned it on. How about that?
Yeah.
The villain, according to the documentary, this Jeff guy, somebody has a theory that that's actually Carol's late husband. Went and re-identified himself because this guy comes in with a bunch of money out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Just nobody knows who he is, but he like helps out the zoo and then ends up buying it. And I don't know. I was like, and then they showed a side-by-side picture of the two, and it's pretty convincing.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn convincing. I was like, I don't know. That could be that's a really elaborate game.
That'd be a
That's
huge rib too. If that was true.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
I mean, this guy turned this whole thing upside down. And,
right.
I mean, Joel, what do you think? What do you think if that was true? If this Jeff guy was sort of the
guy
Carol's
that everybody's been looking for
Carol's
30 years.
ex-husband from 30 years ago.
No, I don't buy it because she would know that and she would say right away, "Here's my ex-husband.
That's the game, though.
Stop calling me a murderer."
But do you think she's playing the game? If
no,
that's true?
I think this is how I would have played it out. If I was the guy, and I've done a lot of these documentaries, and I've made a lot of movies, and I've seen a lot of stuff that goes on in movies. When we were shooting Truth or Dare back in 1985, you could have shot something on that because it would have started out like this. It'd have been like me bringing my video camera back in the day in 1985, and we're starting to shoot, Truth or Dare, and we got Bob Shelley from Ghostbusters, and we got Jerry Berry from Invasion USA, and Heavenly Kid, and we got all these big names with us, and we got lots and lots of money. You think, okay, let's talk about Tim Ritter. He's 18-year-old kid making a movie. Oh, what's going on with the special effects guys? He tried to kill himself in the room next to him because his wife left him, and now he can't deal with life, so he's going to kill himself here. Jeez. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, what happened? The car just crashed and it smashed into the telephone pole, and the flames went up and blew up the transformer and shut down all of West Palm Beach and knocked out the mayor's house. And oh my God, what happened over here? I mean, if you could have shot all that stuff that was going on, and that's what happened, I think, in Tiger King. He just said, I want someone to do a show on me. The guy came and he goes, hey, man, I'll do a show with you. And he's cool. Let's do a show. Here's my throne. I'll sit on it. I'll have my little cape on me. Watch me play with some tigers. Oh, who's this new guy coming in? Oh, yeah, and here's my TV show. I hate Carol. Watch me blow her fucking head off. Boom! Yeah, cool. Oh, I got no money now. Hey, dude, you got money? Yeah, I'll be your best friend. Okay, let me be your best friend. Hey, man, will you go kill fucking Carol Baskins? I hate that bitch. Yeah, man, I'll fucking rip her head off. I mean, it just goes from one thing to the next until you get to the end. And you're
good.
Hey, Matt, I just felt like I got all 7 episodes right in about 30 seconds.
That's all you need right there. If you haven't seen it, you just saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it right there. Twists and turns and everything. You were on the edge of your seat, weren't you, audience? Because that's exactly it right there. That's taking the whole world by storm.
Like one time, it was when Batman versus Superman came out, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going, man, I cannot get this whole thing about what's going on between these two guys. And Matt, I don't know if you're a comic book person or not, but so I go up to Joel because I know he is, right? I mean, if you've seen the inside of his house, his office room has wall to wall, well, mostly of his movies, but then wall to wall of just memorabilia of different comics, books, figurines, nice. Really nice stuff, really cool, mind-boggling stuff.
Mind-boggling, I like that.
So we're sitting there, and I go, Joel, what's the deal between Batman and Superman? Like, why are they?
Yeah, why do they hate each other?
And I'm expecting maybe a 10-minute talk, dissertation talk, counterpoint, that type of thing, right?
Sure.
Now, 45 minutes later, right? I've got when they were born, where they were born, how what their weight was, what they did through their teenage years, what they did through adult years, all the way up to their fighting, and I'm going, holy shit! I just grew like 2 more years. You know what I mean?
I just wanted to know why they hate each other.
Yeah, and that's what I like about him, because he's like, this guy can sit there and just turn something and just like this whole big thing, and it sounds so great on the radio, But yeah, that's what Joel does. He takes one thing and goes to an extra step and just comes out with just amazing content.
Bull didn't even tell you about what I told him about if the Avengers and the Justice League fought. I mean, I went into a whole big, it was like 3 days long, who would win.
3 days. That's like a month.
It's like the shrimp stew, shrimp gumbo, shrimp salad.
It's like I try to inch and like, hey, I'm all right. I gotta go. No, you guys some more. Oh God.
No, listen to me.
It's
No,
like it's
motherfucker, you're having dinner here now. We got more to discuss.
yeah. It's like watching those slideshows with your parents back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, jeez.
It's like,
What
God,
did I do?
son of a,
Yeah, I just wanted to know what Uncle Rick's name was. I
Yeah.
got it. We're good. I
I
gotta
don't,
go.
I don't want a whole family tree.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
exactly. Shirt's calling Uncle Rick. He wanted to know your name.
I just want to know where I come from.
Yeah.
I just want the short form, not
He's
the 3
doing
days.
a school report.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Next time, can I just have a memo? That's all right.
Yeah, you want to talk to him? Here, I'll put him on the phone.
Judge Judy says that all the time. She'll get a person in there and they're trying to explain their case, and Judge Judy just stops him and goes, listen, I feel sorry for you. I know this is your husband, but he wants to go all the way back to start with the Great Flood and get up to date how you don't have the money. I just want you to answer my question, yes or no.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Do you think that's actually like a real judge? I mean,
Yes.
She's a judge.
I've always wondered that with these TV
Some
judge
of them,
things.
well, some of them are, and that's what they'll say it's for entertainment or something like that at the bottom. Like some of them are just for entertainment value.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. I'm like, man, I know they put on a good game, and I've seen Judge Judy and all those. Like, what was the old one? Where was it People's Court?
People's Court, yeah.
Yeah, that guy was stiff. That judge.
Yeah, then once Judge Judy came out, she was like, "Look, son of a bitch, you shut the hell up and just say yes or no." People were like, "Yes."
She was stiff too.
Well, sure, but she did it in a way that made people go, "Yes, I like this."
Dun, dun, dun.
What's that?
When the music was dun dun dun.
Yeah.
People's Court.
That was People's Court. That was People's Court.
That was a good show too.
Yeah, Judge Wapner, he kicked ass.
But yeah, I just wondered if these guys are actually judges for one.
J Doe says real judge manufactured scenario. I mean, I guess that's probably true.
Right.
They say that the people were real like civil suits though.
Really? Like low level civil suits?
I thought they said at the beginning of every episode, it was real civil suits, but they were civil. Like they weren't anything that was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, you owe me like $500, you son of a bitch. I'm going to take you to court. And they were like, you want to do it on TV? Sure. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I want to be famous.
That's right. Oh, there it is, right there. A little coming in hot.
Yeah.
That was real crappy.
That's it.
Crappy.
No, I feel like it's lunch break time at the warehouse.
Well, those a lot are the real, like Judge Joe Brown's a real judge. That People's Court, I think it's a girl doing that. She's a real judge, but. Then they have the staged ones where they're actors in there and they've got scripts. And they, like one was really silly. The lady goes, "Well, what did these boys do?" And the person goes, "Well, those boys put itching powder on my daughter's, poured it down her shirt." And then the judge goes, "Well, okay, James, go over there and pour itching powder down those two young men and see how they like that." And then the guy goes over and pours it down, and then they're jumping around.
Oh, jeez, this is a show I'd watch.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is a show. These people moon me. Well, moon them back.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah, and I'll do it.
Sign me up all day long.
Yeah, they shot me in the foot. Well, there you go. I've got a Glock right here.
That's right. You want to take it out back? We can settle in court, or we can settle out of court. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
That would be if I was a judge, I'd be like that. I'd be like, listen.
Yeah, right. Eye for an eye, baby.
You got two choices, right?
Yeah.
You can either say you're sorry here and accept, what's going to happen, or we'll just take you out back, and you can just take it, whatever. You just take a lick. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
One lick. You shot him in the foot. He shoots you in the foot.
You shoot in the foot.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Then they'll be all
I've
done.
always said that too, and this might be like the whatever the worst part of the show or something. I don't know, but. I've always said like capital punishment is something that's actually good. Like I feel like if people got their arm cut off when they stole something, you really wouldn't see people stealing shit.
Yeah, I mean, but also
they
too,
do it overseas.
You have to sort of, and I agree with that, but you have to sort of look at it at a case by case basis, because a lot of these times, people are getting put in jail for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or
and
they didn't do it,
caveat.
but
I mean, but
like I had an idea of.
I don't know. I feel like if the punishment was severe, people would be a lot less willing to. Because I mean, I don't know. For people that are in the system and stay in and out of the system and so they're just going home.
Yeah.
So they're just going back on vacation or whatever, like not having to deal with real life. They got homies in there. They already know their way around and the ins and outs, and they've got a set and whatever. Like I mean, it's not a big deal. They just keep doing the same stuff over and over, and it's like. If the punishment was severe, you only got so many arms before they kill you.
That's true. Now I had an idea. Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
There's your best example, guys. I think it was just this morning. The guy was he's a murderer, but it was something about COVID-19, blah blah. Either he had it, they wanted him out of jail, so they released him. He went out and killed somebody right away. Now he's back in jail. Jeez. Why didn't you just execute him while he's in there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Tell him to take care of him.
We're wasting money now, like money that we don't fucking have. We waste money. So, dealing with this stuff over and over and over again. And it's like, at a certain point, it's just like, come on now. Why go ahead and submit people through another plague? Sorry, I got back on the Rona. But why put everybody through this plague or whatever when we've got a simple way to reduce the population already? With these people that we don't need. They're not helping support or further our community. Like,
are you talking about the guys who are in prison right now?
No, I mean, again, like I agree with you. It's on a case by case kind of a thing because there are people. Yeah. Some people steal just to feed their kids because they really just don't have enough and stuff like that. And it's like, would you kill somebody for that? I mean, I don't think so. Like that's
Yeah.
Because if I was in that same situation, you're damn right I'm gonna steal something, to try to save my kids. So
I'm not gonna kill anybody for that. You know what I mean? I mean that's
right.
But I had an idea.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
I talked with Mark and Jazz, a while ago, to where it's almost like, what's that show where they have the girl with a bow and arrow and they're hunting each other, the Hunger Games, right?
Hunger Games, there it is, yeah.
Well, kind of like that, but instead of having people hunting you, right? Okay. You have about maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 acres, right, of different scenarios that you have to walk over. Like, there'll be a set of traps over one way, but there's be a set of like a river, and it had like a bunch of alligators and stuff like that, and like different areas and stuff like that, and it's all videotaped. And if they make it to the other side, right, because it kind of starts out really easy, right, and then it goes progressively harder. But if they make it to the other side, they win their freedom. But if they don't, then they don't.
Yeah, but I mean, now you still got like serial killers and also, stuff like that getting back out because they have good upper body strength or something.
But I mean, this type of thing, it'll challenge the best of them.
I guess that's true. And now we just got really crazy, fucking awesome criminals.
Yeah,
only the best criminals out in society. They can make it through the obstacle course of death.
Yeah, I know, right?
They did say crime's gone down, aside from that one guy killing somebody. But
what do you mean?
What do you mean over the virus?
Police are saying crime's gone down.
Well, they're of course because nobody's out. They're afraid of getting arrested or whatever being out.
They're afraid of getting coronavirus and stepping out.
Yeah, for real. Why are people staying away? Is it that they're afraid of the virus? Are they really trying to be a good community, or are they afraid of getting arrested?
I think it's
getting arrested.
Well, I don't know about arrested, but I think it's more of panic. You know what I mean? Because people are well, what did Tommy Lee Jones said in Men in Black? That people are dumb, panicky humans. You know, and that's what kind of our society is. We're snowflaked ourselves out. To where every little thing affects us, every little word affects us, and we get this thing to where now, it's doing its thing like what a virus does, and Matt, just as well as I do, and then now we're stuck in this sort of thing that we're doing now. We're panicking. We're having a fit. We're telling people to stay indoors.
I want to see the statistics of the age group and the types of people that are panicking. Because everybody I know is like, this is ridiculous. Why is everybody buying all the paper towels?
I think it's like the new millennial generation that we live in.
The new ones are? I feel like it's the older ones.
Well, maybe the generation before or after millennials, but one of those, because I don't know how they classify the generation.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. I'm not trying to go by name at all.
No.
I feel like it's our parents' generation that's freaking out.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's ours because everybody that I talk to in my circle or whatever, which would be in my generation, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, for the most part, they're all wondering who the hell's freaking out too. But you see these stories and you see that the stores are out of everything that you need.
Yeah.
So somebody's freaking out. Who the hell is it? I guarantee you it's not the generation below us because they don't give a shit about nothing. They're the ones that are still partying on the beaches like, it's spring break, motherfucker. We've been planning this for 6 months. I'm not stopping it for some cold. You know? That's the generation below us.
The hell
we're
with
not
Corona.
doing it because we're like, who the hell's doing it?
Yeah.
It's got to be our parents, right?
Joel, what do you think? I mean, you're a little bit older than Matt and I. I mean, what is? I don't want to say, senior citizen because that's sort of being rude. But what is
That's not being rude.
What's that?
No.
I mean, well, I don't think that you're a senior citizen. I think you've got, a lot of, about 30, 40 more years left in you. But what I'm trying to say is that, what is the rumor, if you will, amongst the senior crowd?
The only one I talked to really about that, and as far as myself, for my age, this is what my brother told me. He called me up and he said, he goes, Joel, he goes, yeah, it's so hard for us. Other generations had to go sign up and go over to war and get their bodies blown to pieces. Our generation has to sit at home and watch television. Why is everybody bitching?
It's like the Truman Show, I think. We're all a big story, like, aliens are watching us.
Well, let's think about this. So Jay Doe just put something in the chat too. It said paper goods were gone before the media was even reporting on it. So whoever got all the paper products is the one that started this chaos. And he's got a point. I wonder if that was orchestrated.
The conspiracy theory is the paper products.
Because every generation's pointing at the other generation.
Yeah,
Nobody is saying that they're doing it, and yet here we are in panic where the paper towels and toilet paper you do see people are stabbing each other over.
Yeah, for paper products.
Right.
That we talked about before.
So he's got a point.
I mean, I don't know which is more of a hot topic, paper products or the coronavirus. I mean, it's sort of a balance, I think, between the two. You know what I'm saying? Because now,
I don't know, this whole thing is so crazy, man. It can go any way, and all the you can make any theory work.
It's true.
Honestly,
Very true.
If you poke at it hard enough, you can make any theory work as to why this is going on and why it's happening the way it's happening. From the way that I've seen it, I'm going to say it from my point of view. The way that I've seen it, everybody's complying and always has complied. And it, in a way, was always kind of like, hell yeah, close down the jobs because I'm sick of working this year. And they were like ready for a little vacay.
Little R&R.
So it's not like anybody's really fighting this thing.
Yeah. I mean, what
Where
are you going to
is
fight?
all this chaos coming from is what I want to know. Where is it?
Well, see, here's the thing where I try to not sort of, I guess it's sort of my perspective how I look at it, right? So here's my little thing. You have to look at it one case by case. Looking at numbers and looking how many numbers have skyrocketed overnight, right?
See, but those are fudged numbers too.
True.
I can't believe a goddamn thing I'm seeing anymore.
But then,
because 20 minutes later you're going to see the opposite. I'm going to let you finish your point. I apologize.
No,
but
that's
go
okay.
ahead.
So then you have to look at it, where they live, what they take, what the medications are, stuff like that. All that takes in consideration to the case, the individual case. So that also inflicts of how this virus affects any one person. Does that make sense? So,
right.
So then now you're going to have all these cases because people are getting it not knowing that they have it, not knowing they have it,
which
and
they've
being
been
a
saying,
carrier, right? And not knowing that they have it and not having these symptoms, okay?
Right.
On top of that, having symptoms, getting over it. And then I go to say, to put it sort of in my peanut brain head that I have, an example of like a ship going through a canal, right? And as the virus is sort of the front of the ship where it sort of breaks that water, right? The back end of the ship and where the wake is, that's where we're seeing all the cases. Does that make sense?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So like the virus is
the
already
asymptomatic carriers are the ones that are just kind of like bringing it around, and then the wake of that is what you're actually seeing.
Yeah, the virus is sort of, if you will, have already passed us, right? Past this country, gone on to like Pluto by now.
So here's the problem with the theory, and that would be great. What you're saying, that would be wonderful and all that stuff. But so in the beginning, they said cats and dogs can't get it. And now all of a sudden these giant tigers and shit, because everybody's looking at Tiger King, but they're reporting that these tigers have the coronavirus and whatever, and they're actually getting sick
Joe
and dying.
Exotic?
Huh?
Was it from Joe Exotic?
No. This was after all that. It's a completely separate incident. It was like some zoo in New York or whatever, like an actual legit zoo. Was reporting that their tigers were dying from this coronavirus or whatever. And again, remember when we first got reported, they're like, oh, cats and dogs can get it, but it doesn't actually affect them. It's because it's a bacteria that lives in animals naturally. So, and now they were saying once you've gotten it, rather, you can't get it again, like the flu, right? That's why we get vaccines and it works. So, but now they're saying that people in China that had reportedly gotten over it are now getting it again, are getting the symptoms again, getting pneumonia again. Their lungs are filling up with liquid and whatever. So all I'm trying to say is they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know what the hell this thing is. And they're just trying to roll with the punches too, but they're trying to give us definitive answers because it calms down the sheeple.
True.
You know what I mean?
Very true. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, that's the long and short of it. Like, they're just trying to calm down the regular people that don't use their brains for themselves. And I would say for the most part, it's working and it's keeping them home, so it's fine. But if you're thinking for yourself, then you see that they don't know what the hell is going on and they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
So I put up, speaking of coronavirus, I put up this video because this guy had a template of like the purge. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this was...
Well, they've joked about that since the beginning, too.
Yeah, this is the purge, listen to this. And I'll tell you why I'm playing this video, because out of all of the channels, out of all the videos that I put up here, all the channels or the shows that I have produced on here, right? This is, and compared to another video that I put up almost 20 minutes later after this one, that got lesser views than what this one did. Once I get past all this.
Warnings is your biohazard warning system.
Can you guys hear it?
Due to the new COVID-19 virus, the following measures come into effect. We are announcing the start.
I mean, it's kind of funny too, to be honest with you.
Of the immediately effective nationwide quarantine, which has been officially approved by the United States government. Commencing at the siren, leaving your own household, even for medical or everyday errands, will be a criminal offense and will be punished with state-forced quarantine and, depending on the severity of the quarantine violation, death. Visits to relatives, neighbors, or friends will be illegal during this time. No one has been granted immunity from the quarantine. No citizen or group will be exempt. All emergency services will be suspended until further notice and cannot be reached. Every household will receive a monthly data volume of 400 megabytes in order to keep the network load under control. There is currently no time limit for these measures. We hope for yourself and your family to be prepared for the worst. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
And then it goes into that.
Yeah, and then it starts the siren shit. Yeah.
Now, this video alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just for me putting up there, and on April 5th, right?
Okay.
6,230 views.
Stop playing.
No. 6,230 views.
Wow.
And then there was another video that I put up like 20 minutes after I put up this one, right?
Okay.
And it was a Bill Murray one, sort of talking about like a funny poke, laugh type of gimmick. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You could accept the fact that this city is headed for a disaster.
And I put up there sort of, introduced the, Bulls Radio Lounge, and then put on the location, the mayor's office at, 4 p.m.
Of biblical proportion.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down
Kind of like, hey, look, we're going to...
cats living together.
Yeah.
from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
What's that?
Nothing. Yeah, keep going.
Years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Enough, I get the point.
But what if you're wrong?
I'm wrong, nothing happens. We
I did a couple edits in there too, just to kind of drive it home.
Yeah.
go to jail peacefully, quietly. We'll enjoy
'Cause I think this is what we kind of feel like every day.
it. But if I'm right, then we can stop this thing. Lenny.
Joel, are you typing?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Are you typing?
Yeah, I just put something on your page. Sorry.
I was trying to figure out where the hell that's coming from.
Oh, I
You
apologize.
know it's Joel. It's always been Joel.
I'm as bad as Bull. Putting music on, spilling sodas, putting movie quotes on.
Are you the Jane Doe?
No, that's not me.
Oh.
I don't know who Jane Doe is. I looked on your page, though. But it only showed some of the comments. It didn't show all of them. I don't know if it's still doing it or not, or they hung up.
I don't know.
Save the lives of millions of registered voters.
Walter Peck.
I don't believe you're seriously considering listening to these men.
It's true. This man has no dick. Everything was fine until Dick was turned off the...
Now, what do you need from me?
So that's it. That's just sort of making fun of the whole thing, right?
Right.
The views on this one, that it was posted April 6th of 2020, 22. So the psychology of people freaking out about the other video compared to this one, well, I mean, you could see it in the numbers.
Volume of
You know what I mean?
400 megabytes.
So one of the questions on this other video, right, the one with the coronavirus, it says, "This is real. I really cry." That's what the response was to it.
Yeah, right.
One of them said, "Is this real? Sorry, I don't know."
Is this real? Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the people.
That's the psychology. That's why I put it up there. To see
That's
what
the people I'm
thought.
talking about that just need to be told something.
Yeah.
And so they say whatever. And if you have half a brain, you can see that it's all just like we're just trying to get through the day just like you.
It's jokes, you know. Jokes
Well,
about-
it's wishful thinking. It's hopefulness. It's so that the sheeple don't freak the fuck out.
Yeah, that is true. I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said,
that's to me that seems so obvious.
we are panicking, and we are panicking for something that we shouldn't be panicked about. And I don't know. Like I said, we've talked about this whole thing the entire night of this show, which is great because this is kind of one of the things that I wanted to talk about because.
Well,
you
I
know,
feel like it
people-
was going to be hard not to.
Yeah, people need to know, what's going on, and people need to know, what's. I mean, we're not professionals. We're not, doctors or lawyers or nothing like that. We're just regular guys, just sort of, sitting here.
I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer. Well, you're many things. So, how many IDs do you have right now?
Hey, we're not gonna discuss that over the air.
So, I mean, it's just you just can't even turn on the news without seeing a list of like. I almost feel like Starship Troopers when they had that big long list of people who were
Right.
DOA.
I mean, I'm saying this stuff has been predicted for so long. It's the future. I feel like they're just trying to kickstart it.
They're Thanosing us out.
Yeah.
You know.
They're just kickstarting. The strong will survive, the weak will die out, and those that can handle the change will be fine. Those that can't will be weeded out just due to not being able to handle it. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's and Jane Doe makes a perfect point. No one knows what's going on. That's the problem. Exactly.
Right.
No one will ever really know what's going on, and that is.
I feel like there's a select few.
Well, I'm sure there's a select few around Trump that knows what's going on, but nobody's going to know exactly what's going to happen or not going to happen. I mean, it's a virus. It's going to.
Well, it's not even. I feel like it's bigger than that. I feel like they're going to use it. And again, not a conspiracy, and I really don't try to spread conspiracy, but I feel like it's too perfect of a situation for them not to try to just kickstart us into the next virtual age of reality, which is where we're heading. And if they can just go ahead and kickstart, and this virus is taking out the older people that wouldn't adopt it at all. Our generation will do okay adopting it. Those that can't, like I said, they'll be weeded out anyway.
Yeah.
Our kids will definitely be fine because they've literally grown up with cell phones in their hands since they were 4 and 6 years old. Like, I feel like they're like now is the time, and they're just going to kickstart this whole next generation of things, this virtual age of things, where we're buying everything online. Things are
Virtual
getting
schools.
delivered by self-driving Uber cars to your house.
Yeah.
You know that they wrote a book about it. What was it, 1984 or something like that, or whatever, where everybody was policed and told to stay inside and that kind of thing. I feel like that's the way they'd rather it because it's easier to control people that can only be indoors. Like, you catch them out, they're obviously doing something wrong.
That's true.
Kind of a thing.
And they've already got that phone number set up to where if you see something, going on,
Right? Yeah. Go tell on your neighbor. Right?
You'd be a narc.
And nobody cares about that when the safety of them and their family is what's at danger, which is what they've posed. You know what I mean? Now, I'm willing to tell on whoever because they're threatening my way of life essentially because they could bring the Rona around and kill me and my whole family.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm gonna tattle on that.
But are you
gonna
do that if they're in their backyard and it's like a group of 9 or 8, right? And you're in your house, you're enjoying the afternoon, you see the party, would you tell on them? Would you call that number and say,
no, because it happened in my neighborhood just the other weekend, and I guess I'm telling on them now. But I mean, it's not happening now, so go for it. But no, I don't give it.
Joel, would you?
That's
I almost feel like we have a responsibility as Americans to say, "Fuck you! You can't tell me where to go."
True.
At the same time, I get it that as a medical, somebody that went through medical school and stuff like that, we need to lower this spread, and the only way to do that is to stay away from each other. So it's a double-edged sword. Like I see both sides of it, and I don't know. I'm the gray area, really.
I feel the same way.
You know
Joel,
what I mean?
What do you think?
Area.
Well, I'll do like when they say you play devil's advocate because I'm for like sometimes I'm like mind my own business, whatever. But it's the same thing. If I see some lady getting jumped in a parking lot and the guy's ripping her off, I'm gonna be the first to run right over them, punch that guy right in the face, knock him down, put him in a headlock, and choke him out because that's the kind of guy I am. Other people, and I've talked to other people, I said, dude, you saw it happen? And he goes, yeah. And I go, why didn't you go after the bad guy? I got to run my route. I was eating a sandwich. I got my Coke in my hand. I had to get in the truck. And I'm thinking, man, I would have dropped my sandwich and Coke after that guy and tackled him. So there's your two stories. Now, then you take it to the other level. You say, first of all, they go, we're closing all the beaches. And then they go, well, I guess we're going to open the beaches to exercise. Well, that's stupid. See, we live across from a dog park. And we have people, they say, okay, the parks are closed. If you have a closed sign on it, that means it's closed. Yeah, I'd like to go out there. I could shoot some scenes out there, but I'm trying to be like, it says closed. I shouldn't go out there.
Trying to be a good Samaritan.
We still have people come by. They jump over the gates or they climb under the gates and then they jump over the other gate and they throw their dogs over the fence. And so, yes, I'll be one of those guys that'll go, hey, man, you guys got people coming down here in the park because you know what it starts? It starts one guy. Then 2 guys walk by and they go, hey, cool, he's in the park. We'll go in there too.
No,
then
yeah,
those 2 guys go in there.
Yeah.
Then 6 more people walk by and they go, cool, park's open. And then they go in there. And then you get 9 guys in there and they tear off the things that are on top of the basketball things to keep you. And then they're playing basketball. And then 17 more people come and go, the park's open, come on in. And all these people were almost getting the virus supposedly under control. Then all of them get together and they're like, hey, buddy, spitting and hugging on each other and hacking all over each other. And then they go out and they bump into me in the store and they give it to me and I'm following all the rules.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. And that's why I agree. But at the same time, the devil's advocate part is like, but can we really let them tell us what we can do?
True.
As people, because we're the land of the free, as we said before.
What can you do? I mean, if you're
when everything's closed, what can you do?
Yeah.
So just stay inside. I get it. We need to make it so that you're forced to make the decision on your own, not because you're under threat of being arrested or killed because you're outside of your house.
I know. Listen, I agree with you. I think that we should not be deemed to have to succumb to the government officials. Yes, they're there to help. I mean, if you want to break it down, they're there to protect and serve, in which they get paid by our salary. So, I mean, sometimes they forget about that, but then sometimes they do their job and do it effectively. You know what I mean?
Right.
But nevertheless, you should never be afraid of cops, or never should be afraid of any law enforcement officer.
No, because that's not the point.
Unless you're like, holding a gun up to them or something like that.
Yeah, if you're doing something legitimately wrong, sure, worry about it all day.
But my point is that us as Americans, we should not be held up in our houses to where we can't go out. If we're going to go out, go out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not saying the 9 to 5 curfew is not like you have to stay there in your house, 12 hours in the night.
Right.
You can go out and get, something to eat or whatever the case may be. They're just suggesting that it's a curfew for if you want to observe the curfew. You know what I mean?
And the other thing is too, and people.
Well, why are we sending Amber Alerts? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Joel. But why are we sending Amber Alerts and then a text and then a phone call with a voicemail?
Because it's the emergency alert system. That's what they do. Once something is to a different level.
I don't get a phone call and a voicemail when there's an Amber Alert.
I turn it off.
I turned it off too. I didn't even get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joel. Go ahead. I didn't mean to.
Well, no, I was just going to say that, and I can understand and I don't really have a problem with it because I don't need to go out and do anything. And they say hospital, whatever. And then first of all, if I got in my car and drove down to Thornton's right now to get gas or get a Coke, if a cop does see me, he goes, hey, are you coming from your job? And if I'm going to be honest and not be a liar and just go, nah, I just wanted to run down and get gas tonight because I'm scared of the daylight. He'd be like, well, you got to not be scared of the daylight, buddy, because if you come down again, I'm going to have to, probably issue you can't be out past 9. Okay, I understand that.
Just
if I'm working my job or something, but also John Cleese said it the best in Fawlty Towers when he goes, this is just how Nazi Germany started out. We can't be under a dictatorship like Hitler.
No.
Saying, you can't be on the streets past 6 or we'll blow your fucking heads off. We're not going to come to that. But I think why they're doing it is because 2 nights ago, somebody just decided to have a birthday party, and they had like 52 people at their house, all in the front yard, jammed together, 2 inches apart, hugging and kissing, and I love you, Bernie, I love you, my boy's 9, everybody kiss my boy on the lips. And then they got to come in and break it up, and they said they didn't even do anything that's going to hurt anybody. They just pulled their cars in, and they said, hey, you guys, I'm sorry, but you can't have a birthday party. Oh, fuck you, man. So the cops are just like, okay, everybody go in your cars and hit the lights and sirens. And that's what they did. And eventually everybody left. Nobody got hurt. The cops didn't shoot anybody. Nobody fought. But, if that's what it and then that's the other thing about the church. The guy goes, well, we know the church is closed, but I just opened it. And I'm a Christian, so I have no problem going to church. But the guy, the minister's told, don't open your church. And he's like, I'm going to open it anyway because we have so many machines in here, boy.
Well, I mean, but also too.
Virus out. Bull crap. Then everybody would have that. The whole world would have machines that knock the virus out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, then they'd just be everywhere, wouldn't they?
But also too, I think the guy who opened up the church to do Sunday service, I don't know if he's done this 1 time or 40 times, but
once. Maybe twice, because I don't know if he did it the next Sunday after he got out of jail.
Yeah,
I want to say the thought that he had was that it was a show because back in the day, church was sanctuary no matter what. There could be bombs going off, in the Third World War, and the priest or the preacher or whatever would have the doors open for sanctuary. That'd be a safe place.
Yeah, until you met the Vikings.
That's true too. They didn't really care.
Until you met a group of people that didn't
sanctuary. What do you mean sanctuary?
With everybody in it.
We'll still kick your ass anyways. Yeah. So anyways, so that's what I think maybe his thought was, not knowing it was going to go viral like it does on anything.
Of course, I feel like it was a statement.
And that's what I'm saying. It was a statement of this is a place of sanctuary. This is
right,
where,
and he wanted people to be like, well, he's right, but no. I mean, didn't he get arrested?
I think so.
Or did
yeah.
he just get shut down?
He was arrested. He went to jail. I think he bonded out the same day, and he says, I'm just going to do it again. Then he got a lawyer, and then I think he was going to sue. But the point was, because this is what he's saying. He's saying we have 400 people in my church. We have machines in there that are working all the time. They're multi-million-dollar machines. If somebody sneezes, the machine seeks out the sneeze and kills it to death, and there's no germs in our church because our machines knock them out.
That kind of technology. I mean, what are they going to do? Smack the person that's sneezing? I mean,
I hear Joel because they'd be everywhere. If that kind of thing existed, they would literally be everywhere. What they have is like humidifiers or like air suction
all over the world, knocking out germs.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't know. That's too much That seems like a lot of hoopla.
And the other thing is,
yeah, that's hearsay or something. That's somebody that's trying to be like, look, I can't because I'm just going to poke fun at religious people. And I don't mean to, but that seems so far fetched.
well, and that's what I mean. And he's just saying that first of all, and I don't know why I guess the news people have to be nice, and they can. If I was a news guy, I'd say, "Excuse me, wait a minute, minister. What did you say?
Yeah, right.
Did you have a machine that can knock the
Can you tell me what model number it is? I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to buy like 50,000 of those.
Is it the Sneezomatic 4000? I mean, come on.
Yeah, the Sneezomatic 4000.
You know, that's
every buffet in the area needs like 4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, if that was the case, then the local Chinese place would be as clean as a.
Yeah, we
as
wouldn't even
anything
use sneeze guards, guys. We wouldn't even
True.
need them. It
True.
it just seeks out the bacteria and vaporizes
zaps it out of the air, you know?
It sucks it out of your body before you can eject it.
It sucks it out of your lungs before you even get it out. You're never going to sneeze in my church.
No.
But see, that's the thing.
They should add like a lightning sound effect when it does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zapped it mid-air.
Think of how many people would be in church then, you know?
Yeah, right.
But it's like, he goes, tell everybody, come to church. I welcome everybody here to church. We'll pray. There's nothing wrong with that. You could do it at your house. But he says, come here with your 400 friends. And then what you're doing right away is, what if two of those 400 friends, they've got it and they don't even know it. And they cough or whatever. They're breathing on somebody. And then 4 more people get it, and then you got 9 because, you know, however it spreads, and then they get out of church and they bump into you or me or Bull at Publix. Now we have it because those guys couldn't stay home and
touch the same
do their
tuna.
worshiping at
like,
home.
Yeah, no.
And see that's the problem too. It's like, as all of us are working guys, right?
Right.
That is the most hardest decision to make, I think. As
every day
anything.
going to work.
Yeah. Do I stay home?
Yeah. Should I be responsible and be like, you know what, I'm going to stay home,
right?
Because that's a responsible thing to do when there's a pandemic happening.
Or do
I'm
I go to work?
The commercial thing to do. I'm going to do the thing that they tell me to do, which is to go to work because I'm essential.
Right. So that's the kind of decision I think a lot of people are asking themselves. Me for one, I'm going to work. You know what I mean?
I mean, I got to. You got to.
Yeah, I'm going to work. I mean,
right? That's what we've always known. That's the only thing that we know.
Yeah.
Present me with a different option and let me make a choice if that's the case.
Now,
you know, but
if I had, you know, the time, right, I would definitely like, you know, hey, take it off. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is that's and all joking aside, that's the kind of thing that you have to look at is like, can a person afford? You know, everybody's different. Everybody has different economics. You know, and that's the hard decision. Can you afford to take the 2 weeks off that it requires, just to be safe?
But my point is if it's required, if all of a sudden we were like, you know what, this is a situation, the best thing to do is jump ahead of it. Everybody stay home. 30 days. Everything is shut down. There is no such thing as an essential business. There is no essential employees. Everybody stay the fuck home. 30 days later, we would have been goddamn done with it.
But also too, look at our state, our economy that it's in now, just like running on like half the cylinders.
It's because it's dragged on for now, what, 3 months?
No, but no, but what I'm saying is
pretty much 2. Wow.
Look at excuse me. Wow.
No, sorry. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a 5 here in a second, brother.
No, I'm gonna wrap up the show.
All right.
So, wow, that that came up real quick.
Yeah, you all right?
Ooh. So what I'm saying though is, look at where we're at just now on only like half cylinders. You know, only half the engine is running.
Right.
And we're not even stopping this thing. If that even works.
No, we're not.
Now, if everybody in this entire country said for 2 weeks, we are going to stop. We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to lock ourselves in. Everything is shutting down. We would be in such a mess and such, you know, chaos.
Look, my point is that at the end of all this 6 months or whatever the hell it's going to end up taking to get rid of all of this, but working on half cylinders, we could accomplish the same in a sixth of the time. by doing it for 30 days. Is it going to be detrimental? Absolutely. Is 6 months of this going to be detrimental? Absolutely too. We're going to have to deal with a situation no matter what. Why not get rid of the situation causing a situation and then deal with the situation?
Yeah, but
instead of making the situation worse and having to just figure out like things as we're going, like this is crazy.
Now, Joel, let me ask you this: do you think that this is those things that we need to take off for 2 weeks, or do you think that if we take off as a country, like we said before, that that this will go away?
No, I wanted to say that because I said, well, I don't want people thinking I'm putting them down because they're working. If I still work for Crystal Water right now, Crystal Water wouldn't close down. They'd be like, you drivers got to stay on the road. We got to get this water delivered, just like UPS, just like FedEx, just like Pizza Hut, Marco's, Domino's. They're all staying. And Bull's right. If the trucking industry shuts down, then the world just shuts down because nothing's getting through. And then if you start talking about, well, we can't have the electrical people come in, so we're just going to shut down all electricity and go back to the Stone Ages until this. That's
they would leave it running, and we would have a grace period. Everything's going to have to be on a grace period no matter fucking what, because there's too many people that live paycheck to paycheck. 70% of our population or something stupid is the statistic I saw, and they're going to have to do something. These people aren't going to get paid because there was no money to be made.
That's the other thing about what I was saying about the people, because I don't want people thinking, oh, what is he saying? Just quit your job? No, if you have to work, you have to. I have a friend of mine works at Walgreens. He goes, Joel, I can't quit, and they're not saying we're quitting, and we have a drugstore, and I have to be there to work. So what he's worried about, he gets done there and goes home, and he's with his mom. He doesn't want to bring something home because, and he said it good tonight because people do it. He'll be like, that's $5.95. They reach into their bra and they pull out a $20 bill. Sure. You know, here's this, or they pull a sock out and they got change and money in the dirty sock. Here you go. And money is already money is the most dirtiest thing on earth. So if anybody's like, you know, I think somebody in high school did that to me. And she's a black girl, and she says to me, she goes, white people so nasty. They drop food on them, and then if they drop it on their shirt like a Cheeto, they pick it up and they put it in their mouth. So I walked by her and threw a $1 bill on the floor. Man, she jumped down there and snatched that $1 bill up so quick, and I go, that's the most dirtiest thing in the world, and you just snatched it up as quick as you could.
Yeah, so and then guaranteed stuck a piece of gum in your goddamn mouth or some kind of food, like without even thinking twice. Like, yeah, people don't think about that. Money is so gross.
It is. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, man.
Joel D. Winecoop, the great.
The great. I like that.
The legend. Can't forget Matt, the savior, as well.
The savior.
He is the anchor of this channel. Like, listen, I'm not joking. I was freaking out. Long story short, freaking out, trying to figure out how to fix this thing, and Matt's gotten my calls at times where I'm like freaking out, you know. But he's always been there.
Computer tech stuff, you know, usually.
So he's always there, and I appreciate it. Joel, you've always been there for filming and stuff like that, and I appreciate it as well. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you guys for testing this stuff out with me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
2 different platforms. What is it? Facebook Live and
Twitch, right?
No, not Twitch right now. Right now it's just YouTube. But it's you're doing on Skype, right?
I'm on Skype. Yeah.
And you guys have heard the board throughout the entire night, which is great. So,
except for when we went to break. When we went to break, I didn't know if we were live. That's what made me open up the channel, because I wanted to see if you were actually talking, and I just wasn't in yet.
Right. There's things that I've got to tweak for that one. So because I had
and we want video when you play clips.
That's other. Excuse me. Wow. That's another thing I got to work on too.
Yeah.
That's the next step.
I'd say those 2 things, and you're
I'm
fairly
pretty golden. Yeah.
We're getting there.
So. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show for as long as you guys have. Taking the time to do this show. Mark the bartender had to re-sanitize the bar. So did Jazz. So thank those guys. We were trying to get Mark on tonight, but if not, hopefully Jazz. If not both of them, hopefully. Because I missed the crew. You know, I missed those guys.
Tell the bartender I'm going to want a whiskey next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Screw this vodka shit.
But, you know, and I like doing solo shows, but they're hard to do. They're really hard to do.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. Thank you to Chewy Rocks. Appreciate all the things that Chewy Rocks has donated. Other than that, that's about it, guys. I think
All right,
we did
brother.
a pretty good show. Joel,
man.
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Bull, thank you, and Matt, it was awesome hanging out and chatting with you guys, and I hope you all have a great night, or great morning now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother, you too.
All right, Bull's Radio Lounge, Bull and the Bartender Show. I am Bull. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for appreciating your patience with all the technical issues we've had. Hopefully, I'll see you again sometime soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, for a new show called Fine TV. We did another show the other night from his bunker. Fantastic guy. Check his show out. Also, R2's World is coming out soon with his first episode. So we'll see you soon. Bull and the Bartender Show, Bull's Radio Lounge. You guys have a good night.